So this morning we basically put our schedule all together, and I left room for TTAC because that usually happens, the Truth About Cancer, every 2 years. So that comes in October, but like I said, we'll be in Switzerland, Italy, Australia, Calgary, Vancouver, Barrie, Ontario, Texas, and Bonita, Florida. That's what we have planned for the coming year. Those are just courses, and then we'll be doing 3 or 4 courses here in Ixtapa. So you can see it's really, you know, the reality is that we are the World Healing and Training Center. How do you heal people? You train them, you don't treat them. You need to get this. Why are people not getting well? Because we are treating them. So you're only good till the next treatment. What a bunch of BS. Oh, listen, listen, if you want to join me and sign up for a year's worth of treatments, I'll give you 20% off. Okay? All right? That's what my daughter's chiropractor just told her. I said, honey, please don't get sucked in. Just do the pelvic squats, right? And get the non-surgical done. No, don't do it. That's lazy. That's really lazy. And I'm not putting down chiropractics, but just remember something, guys. If you didn't have a scar tissue issue, if you didn't have displaced calcium, you wouldn't have to go to your chiropractor. If you didn't have all of these 2 things, did you know that? You also, if you didn't contract your muscles and they didn't stay contracted, then guess what? You wouldn't be pulling things out of place. Oh, wait a minute, you're pulling yourself out of place. You're pulling yourself out of alignment all the time, right? Listen, I say if you like it, go to it. I say if you like getting massage, go to it. But understand, massage does nothing. It helps your circulation temporarily. But unless you're pulling the scar tissue apart that you've created, you know, what's old age? What's old age? Well, old age is the attitude and the gratitude of the herd. On an emotional level, but then guess what old age is on a physical level? It's just scar tissue. Grandpa, you okay? Yeah, I'm feeling fine. Don't feel a thing. He's numbed himself on all levels over his life. And I'm not going to numb myself out. I'm going to learn that my body is a fine-tuned instrument. When I feel a little bit of pain, I'm going to go there. You all know what your Achilles heel is. Everybody has, okay, an Achilles heel. My hips always bothered me. I've always had headaches. I've always had this. Why have you always had it? Because every practitioner is almost dysfunctional. Because you're not looking for a practitioner. You're looking to become one. You're looking to become one. And that's the truth. So you don't want to be treated, you want to be trained. Now you're going to be treated here and trained. Those of you, I mean, right now we're treating you and training you in here and showing you what's going on. We're going to do some more right now. We're going to go through a couple of case histories. Now, when you take the non-surgical, you're going to be getting 22 hours, 20 to 22 hours of non-surgical. Okay, that means they're going to go in every joint, every muscle. You're going to know it when you're done it after 12 days. Are they going to know it? Yeah. Are they going to know how to do this technique?
Absolutely.
Are they going to be able to outperform any practitioner out there when they finish this?
For sure.
And the only reason why they can't is because of why?
They don't do it.
Because they don't have what? Confidence.
Oh, well, yeah.
Sue, what did you struggle with?
Yeah, a little bit of that.
Oh, really? She struggled with a little bit. Wow, climb that mountain. I'll see you when you get there. Now listen, so the reality is we all do, not just Sue, everybody. Me, when we get into something, because we are taught to fear failure. And there is no failure. There's no failure. The failure is to stop, is to surrender, is to not open the door. Almost all of you have been where you needed to be and the door was ready to open and then you didn't do it. And that's what you've been programmed for since the second you got here. And that's why it's so easy for me to be successful. Because I don't care what you think. I can totally fail out today and not give it a second thing. Let everybody talk about, oh, he failed. I didn't fail, it was a practice run, you morons. That's a moronic thought. I didn't fail. I have to do something over and over and over again. And I didn't call you a moron, but when you have a moronic thought, what would that make you? What would it make you if you had a stupid thought? Would it make you look stupid? So the reality is you better start thinking what you're thinking about, and if you don't, you're going to be in big trouble. There are no failures, there are no morons, there are no stupid people, but there are stupid beliefs, yes or no?
Yeah.
The belief that somebody's going to treat you to the point that they're going to heal you. That might be a little dumb. I think you realize that now after what? Being here for 3 days? This is day 4. Have you learned anything yet? Have you learned more in the 3 days with me than all your life about health? That's right. I know that, and I can say it, and that's not arrogance. If you don't want to stand in confidence and admit that you are a genius, that you are brilliant, then guess what? That's your fault. I am brilliant. I am a genius. I am the master at what I do. I will share this gift with the world. That's how you stand in your power. And I don't care what others think. There'll be people going, oh, who in the hell does he think he is? I'll tell you what I am. I'm Daryl Wolfe. There probably will never be another one of me, so I'm going to try to be the best version I can. Is that okay with you? Probably not. Probably not. Because I'm going to make you feel uncomfortable. Because guess what? Everybody's lazy. And they're not lazy. I made that up. Everybody's stubborn. No, they're not stubborn. Okay? Everybody procrastinates. No, they don't. They hesitate on their dreams for more than 1 second. The subconscious kicks in and says, you're not doing this. I've never seen it before. So you have to push through. When you're thinking clearly and logically and you have a dream and it excites you, guess what? You write it down. You go, no matter how much fear comes in, I'm pushing through. No matter what my family thinks, I'm pushing through. If it's not going to kill you or hurt you or anyone else, don't give a ding dang what anybody says. If I did, we wouldn't be here right now. We wouldn't be sitting here right now. And that's the deal. So now we're going to go over a case history. So speak loud. No. You sit in this chair, you speak loud. You don't speak loud, you go sit over there.
So this one's not a case history, it's a
You're
thermography.
cheating. You're cheating. Drop the mic.
It's a thermography.
Okay, it's a thermography. So let's talk. So what is a thermography? You guys learned yesterday, right? Our thermography is more detailed than any x-ray or any other thermography on the planet. Our thermography training cost us $60,000. So don't think it's small. Okay? All right, so what we do is we do a scan of the whole body. And understand something. Does anybody know why when you get an x-ray they have you drink radiated sugar? Well, because it makes the so-called cancer cells, but are just inflamed cells to us. We don't believe in cancer cells. You can call every disease, whether it's arthritis, whether it's colitis, okay, whether it's fibromyalgia, whether it's cancer. These are all just names to tell you where something is or to give you a vision, to give you an image. But there is only one illness, being out of alignment with yourself, creating infection that creates inflammation, that creates scar tissue formation, calcification, and then stops the oxygen from getting into the cells by 35% or more for more than 3 days. And then the cell says, I'll live off of sugar and lactic acid because this person is so out of alignment with the love they have for themselves. And that's the truth. All right, what do we got? So anyways, so then when we do the thermography, our thermography will actually tell us where you'll be if you kept the mind, the diet, the lifestyle you'd have, where you would be in 8 years. It'll tell us that, but it'll also tell us where you are right now. Okay? All right?
Yeah. So we do 2 readings.
Two readings.
One when you first walk in the room, which is at normal temperature. And then we cool you down after the first reading. And we cool you down for 10 minutes in front of the air conditioner. And then we do it again. And it's that slight stress on the body that gives us the readings.
Okay? We want slight stress, not radiated sugar water. Okay? Because radiated sugar water is actually going to take any inflamed cell and it's going to triple its inflammation. And what would that do? Do you think that would give us a false reading? Please just think about this for a second and then tell me I don't know what I'm talking about. You don't even know when you've been ruled and screwed. Okay, all right.
So the interpretations, we start with the head. It says we have severe systemic or brain inflammation indicated.
Okay, so what does that mean? Systemic brain inflammation. That just means infection and inflammation. And whether you want to believe this or not, okay, probably 95 to 96% of all brain damage is from your beliefs. Why? Well, I don't know. I'm depressed. I'm stressed out. Really? And then somebody else in the family's not at all. Why? Because it's what they focus on. When you focus on false evidence appearing real, okay, you are going to fire up your brain until you make it into a piece of beef jerky. How many people know that when you are having a problem thinking, or you're dizzy, okay, or you have a headache, or you feel tension, or even your eyes, and you start to get, your eyes get blurry, how many people know, or your mouth gets dry, or your mouth has a burning? How many people know that that's your brain been on fire for hours or days? How many people know the first thing that gets dehydrated is your brain when you don't drink enough water? How many people know the first thing that gets damaged in your body when you stress out is your brain? How many people know that most brain injuries are not from sports? They're from self-abuse on an unconscious level that you don't even know that you're participating in because you are the average normal person. You're part of the herd. Okay, so if a person has inflammation, if they have high toxicity, systemic poisoning in the brain, right away you got to get, what do you got to get them on?
Teslas.
Yeah, this is the first thing. Tesla glasses have C60 imprinted right in. It's called fluorine. Any type of blue light, any type of sunlight, even if the radiation off of the sun, okay, or LED lighting, computers, phones, fluorescent lights, you got it. All of this. Walking into a mall, because your eyes don't see, they only pick up what? Frequency and light. That goes in, it damages your brain. How many people know that blue light is 10,000 times more powerful at destroying your health than 5G? Everybody missed the game here. We always get ruled. You know, it's easy to go and teach a natural health practitioner the wrong thing. It is. 99.9% of natural health practitioners are sick, emotionally and physically. Or they say, let's do a detox cleanse on you every 3 to 6 months. Why would you let the stuff pile up, the crap pile up in your patients? Why wouldn't you give them a perfect day they follow and they just get to feel good for life? I wouldn't want to do that. So see, anybody can be programmed, right? So what's good for the brain? What's good for the brain? You tell me, Sue. C60?
Yeah.
Black diamond?
Black diamond was my favorite.
Ionic calcium therapy. Those are the three main ones. Those are the three main ones. And then you can look at ocean essential fatty acids, right? But it's mainly the C60 coconut oil. And understand, C60 will bring the V down. C60 will bring the C down and help stop the C. But guess what? C60 is 250 times stronger. Not 250%. 250 times stronger than vitamin C. Right. And we know that it'll heal the brain because everybody sees it with their eyes. If you drink C60 and you wear these Teslas, guess what? If your eyes are improving, what did that say? Your brain is healing.
Yeah.
You can't have your eyes improve unless your brain heals. And that's with every eye disorder. Okay? And also, just remember this. We need to get the person to stop focusing on things, okay, that they shouldn't be focusing on. And then of course we got to take a look what is in their diet that's toxic, right? Okay, next.
The glabella and the radox nasi, so that's here in the center of the head, shows paradox, which means it's doing the opposite to what it should.
Yeah, and guess what? This is the third eye, right? Okay, this is the third eye, we call that, and what is it? It's your pineal gland. Shouldn't we be working on this, taking a look at the pineal gland? All right, so shouldn't we be decalcifying the pineal gland?
Calcium.
That's right, ionic calcium. It's the one that's first and foremost for the brain. Then it's C60.
Yeah.
And then you've got your black diamond, right, that you put in your drinking water that crosses the blood-brain barrier, picking up the heavy metals and reducing the acidity.
And it does that because it's got such a small molecular size.
That's right. And also when it locks down a heavy metal, locks down the acidity, what it actually does, it'll lock it down in the brain so that it doesn't lose it somewhere else toxic, and it'll take it right out of the body. Our humic fulvic is the cleanest in the world. We're the only ones that actually process our humic fulvic without chemicals. Does anybody know that? Nobody should buy any humic fulvic from any other company except ours. Do the research, you'll find out. We have the only laboratory that's been approved by the government for being a professional lab. All right, and we use no chemicals. All right.
So this paradox also indicates viral signatures and brain inflammation, which we've just covered.
We just covered.
Yeah. So the sinuses are showing 83.3% paradox.
Okay, everybody's sinuses are messed up.
Yeah.
Just know that. And right off the bat, if the sinuses are messed up, we want to nebulize. You want to nebulize the infinite iodine, the only pure iodine in the world, and it's smaller than pico. That means a small molecule. You take 1/3 infinite iodine to 3 parts distilled water, and it's good to structure it. If you don't, that's still fine. You buy yourself a nebulizer off of Amazon, and you nebulize the iodine as much as you can throughout the day, and we also get them to nebulize what?
Calcium ion.
We also get them to, they can nebulize the calcium ion liquid, and you just put that straight in. You can use that straight, okay? But the one that's inexpensive is using the bright eyes that you can put the fulvic in the eyes. You take bright eyes, fulvic nanodrops, and silver bullet, which are inexpensive. You mix them 50-50 and you nebulize that, okay? That's how you clean it all up. But if you can, you get someone to do non-surgical for what? 7 minutes on either side, and guess what? We've already done it. Because guess what? We can all feel in here a rope of scar tissue from dairy, sugar, and flour products. And everybody's going to go, well, that was the fungus and mold. No, those products created the fungus and mold in the caves here. In the caves here. Okay? So understand that. So we got to go do the non-surgical. Whoever that person needs non-surgical right away. If we do the non-surgical, they do the nebulizing. We can do them next week, and it'll show the exact opposite. It'll be right back to where it needs to be. Next.
The neck with the lymphatic system showing some dysregulation.
Okay, 1 second. It's not the lymphatic that's showing the dysregulation. Yes, everybody's lymphatic is slowed up, because hardly anybody exercises in the morning and then at night. Oh, but I walk. Oh, that's really cool. You made it to the toilet. That's great. Now, so understand the lymph moves through exercise. Okay? Now, the next thing is that the neck is always blocked in everyone. You find me one person, it won't be in mine. I know it won't be. I do enough work with it, I exercise. And the exercise I do, like I clap every other day. So this gentleman has to get a clapper, and he's got to clap his neck. But guess what? Does anybody know why the neck always shows most jammed up because of lymph problems? Come on.
It doesn't move much?
No. Everything is logical. Because that's where the vagus nerve is, and you lock that down, you're not relaxed. You've been terrorized all your life. You know what? I care for everyone, but I don't care what happens today. I care for everybody, but I do not care what happens today. I care for everyone, but I'm not going to suffer for anyone. I care for everyone, but I am not going to suffer for anyone. You will. You're programmed to do it. Okay? I will not suffer for you. I will not suffer for my children. Every time that you suffer, when you suffer because your little boy is suffering, how well do you think? Absolutely zero. You destroy things. Right off the bat, oh my God, my son just fell. What do? No, if my son fell, I'd go, no matter how he fell. Are you okay? Even if he broke his arm, I'm not going to freak out. Me and Sage were surfing when he was younger. Okay? He was 10 years old. His surfboard came up and you'll see a scar on him when he comes to teach you. Scar's that long. It went right into the skull. And as the whole skull was open, it was that long. My other son looks at me and goes, and he's 10 years older almost. No. Yeah, 9 years older than Sage. And he looks at me and I went, back off. And Sage goes, what's going on, Dad? I go, nothing, hon. Let's go on in because you've got a little bit of blood here and let's just go and get it, okay? And meanwhile, because he's in the water, he doesn't realize it's just gushing. So I went in right away, put a pack on there. Jara held it on here. He didn't get to look in the mirror. We went right to the place, no trauma. You, all of you. You'd freak out. Yeah. So the little girl falls off her bike. The little boy falls off a swing. Okay? The little boy starts to cough. Are you joking? Are you dying? Why am I? Am I dying?
Trauma.
Yeah. Parents are the greatest trauma, and they create more sickness in children than diet. So anyways, the reason why the lymph system's so blocked is because I got to be on guard. I'm a mother. I got to be on guard. I'm a father. I got to make enough money. I got to be on guard. The world is a life-threatening place. Everything's a threat. And don't tell me I see it. I can still see it. I'm not having anything to do with it. Just so you know, I was threatened last night. Isn't that cool? Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. I am an infinite light being. And I will let no low vibrational human being just have their vomit come on to me. How many people know 99.999% of all threats are just BS, dysfunctional belief system, and you all take them all in? She threatened, he threatened, they threatened. Really? 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 There is no authority over me. You couldn't threaten me. Daryl, I don't like your course. I'm going to get my money back, so go get it. Wow, that's a threat. I've had that happen, haven't I, Mark? Whoa, really? Give me something bigger. You should stand in my shoes. The reality is you need to stand in your own shoes and be outstanding. Well, now that this happened and this happened, I have to become hard. I got to wear armor. I got to protect myself against the world. Really? Boy, you have a lot of fun, don't you? Yeah, I'd say not. I'd say it would suck to be you. We're here to learn. We're here to learn. I told you things are going to get a little bit deeper here. You notice I stop and I'll go look at someone? That's my gift. You take the gift or don't take the gift. People are telling me things all about myself every day. I don't get angry. I don't get upset. I'll sit with it quietly at night before bed and in the morning, and then I'll evaluate it and go, you know what? I will never miss the opportunity to become more. Why do you? Because you're protecting yourself from what? You're protecting your subconscious beliefs that have you in an invisible prison. This is called real training, Facebook, Instagram, all the other platforms. You know what? I'm going to tell you something right now, okay? you guys are all going to end up in intensive care unless you do intensive self-care. That's right. Unless you do intensive self-care right now, you're going to all end up in intensive care. Even if you're not there, you're already there mentally. What do you think?
Way less expensive and way less traumatic.
What?
Way less expensive and way less traumatic. To do
Way
the
less
self-care.
expensive.
To do the
It
self-care.
doesn't cost you anything.
Intensive care does, doesn't it?
Oh, intensive care, but it's not less expensive. There's no expense.
No expense.
There's no expense to loving yourself. But you wouldn't want to break away from the herd that's trying to kill themselves
No.
on an unconscious level. Let's keep going here.
Okay, so the chest is hyperfunction, indicated from the sternum.
What's hyperfunction? That means it's overdoing it.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So what we got is he holds his nervous stress in his solar plexus. His solar plexus. I guarantee you, who is this? No, okay, I see who it is. Okay, all right. I'll go in and I'm going to undo his solar plexus when we're done here. And he is going to scream because it is totally blocked. He will not let the light in or his light out. His solar plexus is calcified. I'll prove it to you. Okay.
Upper abdomen is hypofunctioning, so not enough.
Upper abdomen is hypofunctioning. Well, that would be called a sluggish bowel. That would be called a sluggish bowel. And then you go, yeah, but the bowel is up there. Transverse, where's that?
Yeah.
Upper?
Well, usually it is. Sometimes it falls down.
No, but it's still going to be upper because he's full of gas.
Yeah. And the liver and pancreas?
You know, all the gas that's in there, what do you think it's doing to all the other, liver and pancreas? Well, for one thing, we know his intestine transverse has fallen down. So it's made the two corners, one under the liver and one under the spleen area and the stomach area is like a tight corner. So we know the scoop on poop is he's backed it up. And we know that it being a gas ass, okay, the gas goes up and the gas bubble wants to rise. And if it's a tight corner, the gas sits here and then you think you have liver problems and you think you have stomach or spleen problems. But it's the gas toxicity and the pressure pushing on these organs. How many people get their gallbladders cut out and there's no gallstones in there or just a little bit of sand because they had gas pushing up on the liver for so long and the reading comes out wrong. Don't tell me I don't know. I think I didn't tell the story here yet, so I'll tell it now. So I ran the North American Institute for the Advancement of Colon Therapy. So I had the top surgeon, gallbladder surgeon from Toronto Hospital. He'd come in every week for a colonic. So the reality is, say, you know what, Daryl? Because I got into a lot of discussions about health with him, and he says, yeah, people have a lot of gallbladder problems, and I taught him that gallbladder problems are because of anger. There's so much anger that the overload of anger in the liver has to get dumped into the gallbladder, and then we have the cholesterol and the calcium that are trying to buffer all this stuff down. And we'll get into why we have high cholesterol and calcium, and that cholesterol is not a problem, it's actually the calcium. But they don't help people with the calcium problem, just the cholesterol, because cholesterol is not a problem. It's not, it's BS. I'm telling you, it's BS. Anybody want to challenge me? 855-900-4544, extension 5. So anyways, I said to him, so how many gallbladder surgeries do you do? And he goes, that's all I do all day. I can't keep up. So the reality is this is back when I, got to understand, this is back when I was 28 years old, guys, just a couple years ago. So the reality is, he said, and I said to him, but he says, I'll tell you a little secret. And I go, what's that? He says, we keep all the gallstones no matter how many come in. If people don't ask for them, we keep them. And I go, why? He goes, because we got to be able to give some gallstones to the people that never had any.
Wow.
Let's move on.
Wow. So lower abdomen.
When you ask for your jewels, I want to see why I got my gallbladder cut out. No problem.
It's all lies.
Okay.
So the lower abdomen.
No, it's not all lies.
Wow.
Not all lies. Okay.
Lower abdomen has some inflammation indicated in the colon, as well as the hypofunction indicated in the intestine.
Well, hypofunction is what? His bowel's in a coma. It's like this. Okay, if you were to drink alcohol every day, how well would you function? Okay, so understand something. This person here is rotting. Their food is not being digested. It's rotting because of the pressure in here and the backup. So if it's rotting, it's giving off, it's making its own alcohol. His cells are drunk. I'm amazed there's no cancer yet. And cancer is just total stage 4 inflammation. Okay.
The back is hyperfunction indicated in the kidneys and the
hyperfunction, come on. You got all this gas up front, pushing pressure on the kidneys. This person, we already know they're locked up with their parasympathetic. I already know the person, so I'm cheating a little bit. It's called the quiet stressor. Okay, this person, okay, if you were to treat this person like they treat themselves on a silent level, you'd go to jail. Okay? All right? And understand something. Does anybody know where the adrenals are? Where are they?
Top of the kidneys?
They sit like a hat on top of the kidneys. Now, if we fire up the adrenals all the time, are we firing up the kidneys? Oh my God. You know, practitioners don't even think. They don't even think. And then they go, I'm on adrenal extract to help. You're on adrenal. I say you're on adrenal extract to help your adrenals. Why would you be on that? Well, because they have low adrenals. No, you don't. You have high terrorism. You're stressing the living crap out of yourself. And every time you have the false evidence appearing real, oh my God, henny penny, sky's falling in, you trigger your adrenals. When you trigger your adrenals, you're continually dumping adrenaline and cortisol into your body. That's why you have stage 4 inflammation, stage 3 or stage 2 or stage 1, or no one wants to be around you, or your relationship is in trouble with your family. You need to stop it. I said, think about the last time that your life was actually, okay, being threatened. You can't even remember. The only threat is you, or the news, or listening to some BS from someone who read the news, or went on alternative news and had the shit scared out of them, so now they're going to do it to you. Did you hear? Did you hear? No, I don't want to. Shut up. Just shut up. Shut your mouth. You know how I feel about that stuff coming in the tent or even on this property. And you know what? That's why we're able to heal people here. The main healing is feeling, not thinking, because nobody's thinking anymore. Oh, you wait. COVID kickoff is in between October and November 1st. Oh, guess what? If you haven't prepared to hold the line and smile, connect to your breath, and know that life is just a fun-filled adventure, then guess what? I hope you know, on a physical level, by 2030, the obese will be the majority of the population in the world, in the so-called civilized world. I can hardly wait until I move to the uncivilized. And I already am. There's no chemtrails down here, but I'll tell you, people are getting obese down here, aren't they? Okay?
Yeah.
All right.
So the prostate's showing optimal health.
Well, then he doesn't have, okay, but listen, it's swimming in a cesspool.
Yeah.
Because we know that. But the reality is, are you ready for this? Does anybody want to know why? That it's not in trouble? If you were really whole life coach certified, you'd know. He hasn't got any sexual problems. She cheated on me. I cheated on her. I can't get it up anymore. We can't have a child. Emotional always is the main culprit. Let me tell you something. We get 100 people here all eating the same crap. And you'll be able to look at one's personality and be able to know that you can do the thermography and it'll come out really great. Not really great, but it won't come out really bad. And then we'll take a look at the personality. Like if you didn't eat half decent, you wouldn't even be here. There's no way. You're an atomic bomb. Wherever you go, you set yourself off. You blow the place up. When your client patient walks in, you're supposed to be saying, first thing, what condition are they in here? Not what condition they have here. Because that's going to tell you your success. No one's ever been able to help me. No one. I've been to 35 doctors. And you'll be number 36 and you're going to fail. See, their subconscious rules them. And also they had relationships where they didn't get the love they needed. So they're going to go out to the world and see if they can find it. And the really only true authentic relationship is here. Every other one is weak and toxic. He'll hold your hand when he feels he wants to. She'll hold your hand when she feels she wants to. But you better hold your heart all the time and love it unconditionally. All you need to do is, and he or she won't be stopped holding your hand because of what? Maybe they just have a trap fart and it's pushing pressure and it makes them, can I, no, not right now. Let me fart. Okay, so understand, welcome to the world. And understand this, every relationship for the first year or two, wow, it's amazing, isn't it? Because we live for each other, but we can't continually do that. You got to live for yourself, and if you live for yourself first and foremost, then you can live for each other forever. But if you come together to live for each other, not living for yourself, oh, that's a lot of fun. Tried that, won't do that again. How are we doing?
Good. Just the key findings.
Key findings.
Is the cubital fossa.
Yeah.
Shows circulation blockages on the left side.
And what's that cubital fossa?
The inside of the elbow.
Oh, really? And that would be his lungs. He's a smoker. And it's your heart. And guess what? He's always had trouble with his heart. Always had trouble with love relationships. Thank God it wasn't a sexual mess, or his prostate would be blowing up like the Hiroshima. There.
Right.
That's enough. You want to do this quickly? Then do it quickly.
Biology.
Okay, well, talk about what he's heavy in.
Just the heavy metals. So this is magnesium,
Yeah,
phosphorus,
yeah.
potassium, copper, iron.
Okay, just understand, this is good. This is all right. He's not that bad. I'm going to tell you something. If he does another heavy metal test, how long are you here for, David?
Indefinite.
Okay, now here's the thing. David is a nice guy. Nice guys want approval. They want people to approve of them. It'd be nice if people approved of me too, but I'm not going to do anything, okay, for anybody else when it comes to myself. I mean, am I trying to help you guys out every which way I can? So don't get me wrong, but I'm not a nice guy. Nobody's ever going to go, oh, Daryl, he's a nice guy. Well, I wouldn't call him a nice guy. And understand, nice guys don't live that long. What did I say to you, David? I said, how long do you have to live if you don't get your act together? I said, you'll be gone in 3 years. You'll be gone in 3 years. And you know why I'll be gone? Heart and lung. I told him that. And what does it show up? If he doesn't have lung cancer and it takes him down, which is inflammation so much that it spreads, but it'll be his heart. It would have been his heart. He would have blown out on his heart. That's what would have went. And that's what showed. That's what showed. So don't think I don't know. And guess what? All of you can be way better than any medical doctor. Oh God, that wouldn't take much. Just don't even learn anything. That would be good. Okay, so I don't say any, but most. Yes. They've been taught to do what? Nice things? Seriously. Okay, Hippocrates would roll in his grave. The only thing left is the hypocrite. Now, so understand something. You guys, you're going to be phenomenal. The world needs you. Don't care what anybody thinks. Because you can't listen to the majority, because the majority's not listening properly. They can't hear. Okay? So now, David, here's the only thing, David. I believe that you'll lose your tummy completely. I believe you'll turn your health completely. And then I believe that if you're not around like-minded people, I believe that if you go back to your old friends, it'll only take him 3 months and he'll be as sick as he was before, because he has never really truly loved himself to hold the line. He will drink, toke, smoke. He will eat. He will treat himself the way the herd's doing because he wants to fit in. There's his Achilles heel. That would be his, if you want to call it his downfall. All right. That's
Mercury?
Mercury.
Off the chart. Got any implants? Like what? Yeah.
Do you have silver fillings? How many? You used to, or you do? Okay, all right. All right, but gotta understand he's a smoker. And understand this, that attracts mercury like a magnet. Okay, you gotta understand there's 150, approximately 50 cancer-causing chemicals in tobacco, right? So they all attract each other. Okay, does like attract like? Mm-hmm. Does like attract like? And does David like himself? No. But does David want everyone to like him? Yes. So now when David likes himself, loves himself, he won't care if people like him. And if they don't like him, it's not because he's not a good guy. It's just because he doesn't match their beliefs. But because he wants to be liked, he wants to match everyone's beliefs. So, you know, he'll hang out with me and do green juice, and then he'll go across the street and do cocaine. I'm exaggerating, but that's close, and he will. So he needs to change that. And I'm right, aren't I, David? What?
Damn right.
Damn right I am. And we never had a conversation, did we? Okay, I told you, everybody's getting it here. And they're going to get it. Served with love. All right.
That's it, David.
That's it for David. When's your next one?
I can have this one ready for tomorrow morning or this afternoon.
Tomorrow morning. No, this afternoon. Come back this afternoon.
Okay.
Okay? All right.
Time?
All right.
What time?
This afternoon.
Ish. I can be flexible.
1 o'clock sharp.
Perfect.
That's it. There's no flexibility here, baby.
Perfect.
All right. Love you, girl. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See you, everyone.
Thank you.
No, thank you.
Wow, I felt that one right over here. Okay. All right. Thanks for joining us. And we are going to do a one a day, maybe later today. And it's called Roller Coaster Relationships.